Today on Bridge City News, some great news for a local cheese business as they score some success on the Dragon's Den TV show. California wildfires could result in more power shutdowns over the weekend as high winds are in the forecast. And the NHL's Heritage Classic outdoor hockey game goes tonight in Regina. We will share a preview of that coming up.
Your nation, your province, your southern Alberta. From the heart of Lethbridge, it's Bridge City News Weekend Edition with Paul Arthur.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. The October Fiber event took place today at the Centre Village Mall in Lethbridge, bringing together local producers and those engaged in fiber arts, spinning, knitting, and crocheting. Spokesperson Sharon Lowen explains.
We wanted to connect the community with the fiber arts movement and different skills, so we are teaching how to spin and make yarn with a stick, crocheting, knitting, rug hooking, needle felting. We have a little bit of everything today. There's a variety of animals that we get fiber from. Kiviat is the muskox, which is normally in the north. We have some in Mountain View. So we have alpaca, llama, kiviat, sheep producers, all here today.
Anyone interested in learning to weave, knit, or crochet is welcome to drop into the Knitting Time store on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The Lethbridge Farmers Market featured a Halloween theme today as the day quickly approaches. There were plenty of interesting costume get-ups on display and also a new local business with an unusual combination, cotton candy made with natural and organic ingredients. David Watson, owner of Fluffly, tells us more.
It's made with 100% Southern Alberta beet sugar, and we actually come up with all our own flavors. So we've played around with oils and extracts and emulsions, and we work with 2 different labs in California to come up with new flavor recipes. And a lot of it's just trial and error. We're working on about 55 different recipes right now. We expect half of them not to work at all, and then of the half that work, we'll probably have 15 to 20% of those actually marketable flavors that really hit home.
Flavors range from organic peach to bacon-flavored cotton candy. And continuing with the food theme, local entrepreneurs Andrina and Oscar Chavez, owners of Fresco Cheese, made an appearance on the Dragon's Den TV show this week and managed to convince 2 of the dragons to front them $200,000 in exchange for 25% of the company. They produce a variety of unique Latin-flavored cheeses, which plans to expand now to larger stores such as Walmart and also begin exporting to the U.S. market. A caseworker at a Calgary assisted living residence is being remembered as a well-liked and well-respected colleague who was devoted to a career of helping others. 47-year-old Deborah Onwu was stabbed to death early yesterday morning following what police say was a verbal and physical confrontation with a client. 18-year-old Brandon Newman has been charged with second-degree murder and remains in custody. The facility is run by Woods Homes, which provides treatment and support to children, youth, and families with mental health needs. Ontario has reached a tentative agreement with the province's pharmacists, which will see the government save $436 million over the next 5 years. The deal establishes a new reimbursement model that would see the province pocket a portion of the dispensing fees and markups that pharmacists currently receive on all drug claims. It would also see the government pay pharmacists a flat fee for every patient receiving prescriptions in a long-term care home, rather than paying for each individual prescription that is issued. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg spoke to thousands attending a rally in Vancouver yesterday, claiming that climate change is a crisis and that they will hold governments accountable for their actions.
If the adults really loved us, they would at least do everything they possibly could to make sure that we had a safe future, a future to look forward to. As it is now, it feels like they are doing the exact opposite. That they are desperately trying to change the subject every time the climate crisis comes up. Because they are so afraid of being unpopular and to make uncomfortable decisions. It is like they are selling our future for their comfort and profit. We are starting to see through their lies, and we will hold them accountable for their actions.
as many generations have before me. They've stayed on this land and loved this inlet because it's a part of who we are as a people. When we look out into the inlet, we see so much love. We see our oldest grandmother, and we love and care for it the way we would a grandmother, the way we would a relative. The act of loving the earth, the act of protecting and fighting for our Mother Earth, is the very act of love itself. It's the act of loving the past. It's the act of loving the present, and it's the act of loving the future and all the future generations to come.
Monday's federal election saw the defeat of 49 incumbents. Now a group of ex-parliamentarians wants to help those former MPs figure out where to sit next. Not only do they lose a job and social standing, but they are also expected to move out of 2 or more offices quickly, and piles of case files need to be archived or shredded. The Canadian Association of Former Parliamentarians is launching the first ever formal mentorship program for outgoing MPs, linking them with former parliamentarians to offer support. California Governor Gavin Newsom is warning state residents that strong winds over the weekend may whip up more wildfires that have destroyed homes and forced power shutoffs up and down the state.
While we are enjoying a moment of respite away from the wind events, as the supervisor said, we're expecting those winds to whip back up on Saturday evening into Sunday, potentially dissipating, we hope, on Monday.
We're working diligently on closing the doors that are still open on this fire. There's still a lot of open line. We have bulldozers, hand crews, all working to put line in to bring those containment numbers up. But with wind coming back to us, we're very concerned that we not only get line in, but also have line that we can hold. We are looking at what the next week has in store for us. We're going to have weather that's going to continue to give us challenges.
3 Iraqis were killed today after being hit in the head by tear gas canisters fired by security forces, and dozens more were injured as demonstrators clashed with police at a protest in Baghdad. This comes on the heels of at least 52 deaths across various parts of Iraq yesterday as anti-government protests continue over unemployment, government corruption, and a lack of basic services. Regina's Mosaic Stadium, the home of the CFL's Saskatchewan Roughriders, will host the NHL's Heritage Classic between the Winnipeg Jets and Calgary Flames tonight. It's the 28th time the NHL has taken a regular season game outdoors since 2003.
It sets up to be a pretty cool atmosphere just because it's locally a big deal, and I think also for our community and also for Calgary it's a big deal. So it's kind of everyone's meeting in the middle, and gonna make it I think a pretty cool. It feels like Winnipeg. Winnipeg's the entire town staying in our hotel. We're checking into our rooms and people are popping out. Hey, good luck tomorrow. It's like, that's too bad you know what room I'm in, but it's all part of it. So I think it'll be a good event for all the towns involved.
I'm thinking a lot about my grandparents. They're not here with us now, but they were, I think, season ticket holders through a lot of years and came to a lot of Rider games. They never made it to the new Mosaic here, but they were huge fans. So it definitely means a lot. Sort of nostalgic for me to come back here and be in their room and play here tomorrow. Thankfully, I've had the opportunity to play in the game a few years ago against the Oilers in Winnipeg, so it's definitely a spectacle, but as soon as the puck drops, it's an NHL game with 2 points on the line and a big game in the standings. So I think once you get to the game and once you start getting into your routine, obviously it looks a little bit different because of the venue and the surroundings, but you just get playing out there, and the game will look a little bit different than maybe a normal night would.
It's kind of neat that you got our 2 teams playing each other, and there's a ton of fans in Saskatchewan that are both obviously Flames and Winnipeg fans, and I think it'll be a really neat atmosphere.
Recapping one of our top news stories, Deborah Onwu, the victim of a stabbing yesterday at a Calgary assisted living residence, is being remembered as a well-liked colleague devoted to a career of helping. One of her clients, 18-year-old Brandon Newman, has been charged with second-degree murder. And a look at weekend weather. It was a winter-like day today, and there's a bit more on the way. A 30% chance of flurries this evening, then clearing, and a low of -8. For tomorrow, a mix of sun and cloud, and we will only get up to a high of 0. Geothermal energy appears to be a promising source of clean energy. What are the pros and cons? Hal Roberts spoke with Kirsten Marcia, the CEO of Deep Corporation. That interview is coming right up. But first, here's a look at what's happening in and around your community.
Here's your Bridge City News community calendar. The United Way Coats for Kids and Families campaign continues until October 31st, accepting new and gently used winter wear for families in need in the community. Accepted items include new or gently used coats, mittens, scarves, snow pants, snow boots, and new hats and toques. Items can be dropped off at United Way and any Lethbridge TD Canada Trust or ATB Financial branch. For more information, call 403-327-1700. The City of Lethbridge's residential fall leaf collection program is underway from now to November 15th. Residents can call 311 Monday to Friday between 8 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. to arrange for pickup. Leaves must be put in paper yard waste bags and placed in the area where garbage is normally collected. For more information about the residential fall leaf collection program, visit lethbridge.ca or call 311. And that's your Bridge City News community calendar.